At this time, I'm going to ask Stephanie Fierros, if you would please come forward, and she has a testimony, and I think that you should hear it. Very special person. Stephanie?
Thank you. I don't know where to stand. Okay. Whew. God is so good. As I'm listening to Chief Navarro's story and all the prayers that have been said, I just see how God has come full circle with me. In a few moments, I'm going to share a song. And it dawned on me today that 18 years ago, on this very lawn, I sang the very same song, not realizing I was going to be doing that again today. I have been diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And I'm a walking, living testimony of His power and His grace. And it's only because of Him. Only because of Him. I've also been a victim of crime. I lost my son in 2018 to gun violence. And I know in all these dark times of mine that it's only through Jesus Christ and His power that I can stand here with the joy that He gives, that only He can give, and fully surrendering to Him. That is where I find my joy, my peace, my strength, my comfort, everything that I need. I've been walking this journey, this cancer journey, since 2014. And right after my son passed away in 2018, my doctor says, Steph, it's stage 4 now. There's basically nothing they can do. Yeah, right? Okay. Sorry. Thank you, Sylvia, for inviting me. Just a few months ago, I was told, my oncologist calls me at work, and he tells me, Steph, I need you to go and get a back brace as soon as possible. Your bones, they are deteriorating very fast. And my immediate reaction to him and to the news that I got was, oh my gosh, here we go again. And I kind of gave into that fear. I call my husband, I'm crying, I'm a wreck. And thank God for our husbands, right? Thank God for our spouses. He said, Steph, we've been walking this walk of faith for, a long time now. He says, I believe with all my heart, Steph, that the doctors are going to witness a miracle. They're going to see a miracle, and I believe 100%, Steph, that you are healed. But you have to believe it yourself. And I'm thinking, he's smacking me around through the phone. And I'm like, you're right. Okay. So we got together and we prayed. He was on the phone. I'm on the phone with him at work. And something just stirred inside of me, and I just said, Lord, I just give it all to you. I fully surrender it all to you. I know that you're going to get me through this. So we prayed a prayer. I went back into work trying to, gather myself together. And, I normally share a cubicle with a lady there. Well, she just happened not to be there. And all of a sudden, I felt a hand on my back, a firm hand, and I looked like, who's touching me? I felt a firm hand, and I was there by myself. And all I could do was just cry. I felt a flutter going on in my back. The cancer had spread to my lower spine in my bones. So what I was feeling at that moment was a flutter. And I said, okay, Lord. Okay, you're doing what you need to do. Weeks had passed. I went and saw the surgeon. And the surgeon, gave me an x-ray. And looking at that x-ray, it didn't look good. My bones were completely shattered. Your spine, the bones are like a rectangle, each shape. While the very lower part of my spine, it was completely shattered. You can see it like in fragments. And my spine was protruding out. It didn't look good. But in all that, I just kept my faith, and I just kept, okay. And I went again, a second time, again. I told the doctor, I'm waiting on my miracle. I'm waiting on my miracle. And he said, well, Steph, how have you been feeling? This was the second time I went in to see him. How have you been feeling? And I said, well, I've come to think of it, I haven't been taking as much Percocets as I normally do. I normally take them every 4 hours. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I took my Percocets today. And he says, well, it sounds like nature and chemo are working for you. Okay, me and my pastor laughed. Nature, okay, we'll take that. So he says, I really don't specialize in what's going on with you. I have another surgeon here that, he does this kind of work all the time. And, how about I see you in a month? How about I see you in a month? And if you don't mind, let me give him your name. And, he can, work on you. And they're telling me, I'm going to have surgery. There was no guarantee with surgery. They're telling me that I can become paralyzed. There was just nothing good that was going to come out of the surgery. So I said, okay, I'll see you in a month. And, I went through my days where, I'm fighting the pain. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy thing to go through. Every day having it yelling at you, all my symptoms, everything that I've gone through. All those things yelling and screaming at my mind. And in those moments, I know where my help came from, and that was through my Lord. So a month comes around, and this time my husband's with me. I had seen the last 2 x-rays, and they were not good. So I walk in, and the nurse says, so how you doing? I said, I'm great. I'm just waiting on my miracle. And she laughed. And she says, well, it's good that you're being positive. And I said, no, I'm waiting on my miracle. So my doctor walks in, and he asks, so, Steph, how have you been feeling lately? And I said, I'm waiting on my miracle. I told you again, I'm waiting on my miracle. And he says, well, it looks like I'm going to have to take you off my list. He says, you're completely healed. I looked at the x-ray. My bones were completely infused back together. My spine was back to where it needed to be. And that's the kind of God we serve. when it doesn't feel like things are going your way, just press on. Just keep pressing on to what the Lord has for you, because it's only good.